everybody, it's your lifestyle director, Jill Miner. Today I'm going to be getting a painting lesson, and how that came about was before everything that's going on in the world. I talked with Mr. Chuck Stocks, who is an amazing artist here at Cresswin, about a painting that I did my first time ever, first try, and I asked him if he could jazz it up for me. So he is willing to give me a lesson. So that's what we're going to be doing today, a very basic painting lesson, trying to fix what I did or enhance it. Chuck and I have decided to wear masks because we may be getting very close during this lesson, so we just want to be extra cautious. So that's, hopefully you can hear us. We'll try to project, okay? So thank you for watching. Well, Chuck, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and help me jazz up my picture. I'm really excited. I know this is a really basic painting lesson, and there are many steps, so we're just going to cover a little bit, right? I wanted to ask you though, you had told me, because I don't have a palette, to bring a pan, or actually cookie sheet and some wax paper, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, you just want something that the paint is not going to soak through and it's not going to get on your table or anything. So it's also always good to have a plastic tablecloth. This is a good makeshift palette. You just take a big cookie sheet, put some wax paper over it, and tape it down. But I found out that I'd forgotten wax paper is wax, and when you try to put tape on it, it doesn't stick very well, so you have to be kind of careful.
Okay.
But you want to get it as flat as you can so that you can mix your paint. Now, one thing to start out with, I've only done one acrylic painting in my life, and it came out very, very nice.
Cool, yes.
But acrylic has a couple of advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is that it dries quickly, so that you can go back and paint over it pretty quickly. The disadvantage is that it dries quickly. And when you're painting, it can dry on you and it gets stuck. So when you're using acrylic, it's always nice to have a little spray bottle of water to spray on your paint to keep it moist. Because as long as it's moist and wet, you can mix your colors, you can paint over and get other effects. And somewhere down the line in our lessons, what we're going to try to do is put thin coats of some of these paints over our dark ones, so that the dark one shows through and you get depth in your color.
Yeah, I saw, I think it was Kathy Carlson's picture of the mountains, and I thought it was so beautiful. And then you worked with her, and it was stunning, the end product. I couldn't believe that it could get any better.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, it's not an end product yet.
Oh, that's
still,
not even the finished.
Yeah,
okay.
She's still working on putting more layers of color and depth and everything.
Okay, well, it was amazing what she's done.
When you're setting up your picture. And for somebody who's never painted before, this is a pretty darn good start.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. When you're looking at it also is easier to paint a picture if you've got something as a reference. A photo that you've taken, or a photo that somebody's given you, or online or something like that, so that you can refer to it. And it'll give you sizes so that you can match the size of one object to the size of another object. It can also give you shadows, where the sun's coming from and what your shadows are. A lot of things you don't have to copy it exactly. You can make changes with it, but you want to have something that you can refer back to. So that's the first thing. The second thing is when you're setting up your painting, let me come around to the side so you can see. When you're setting up your painting, you want your main focus, your center of interest, to be highlighted, and everything else kind of helps that along. When you're taking a photo, you're putting your main interest focal point right in the middle. So you see a photo and there's your thing. For example, these pictures on the wall here, everything is dead center. And you've got to flip around. And it makes a good photo, but you're looking, oh yeah, that's a nice photo. It really doesn't entice you in. So what you want to do when you're putting your picture in is kind of either on your canvas or in your mind, divide it into thirds. And your center of interest should never be in the center. And you've forgotten, that's why I said this is a good start, because you don't have your thing center.
Ah,
They should be over in one of the thirds. Especially English-speaking people, we read left to right and top to bottom. So you kind of want your picture set up that way. So your main thing is either here and have things lead over this direction, or to have your center of interest over here, or go ahead and put it in this corner where they'll see it first. You want your eye to look at something and be led through the picture and back in so you can see. So people can stare at it and go, oh, that's neat, and oh, there's something new over here. Oh, that's really nice down here. Rather than a photo, we go, oh, nice photo.
now I might be jumping ahead, but based on everything that you've said already, is like the boat way too big there for the...
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay? Because you want to do, what do I say? Matching your size of thing, your perspective. Okay? Here you've got the foreground. That boat that's out in the ocean is that big. That's like the Queen Mary. Same one. Okay?
Yeah, I realize that
Because
now,
it's here, you know, if that's in the back, it's so very good observation. The other thing too is if you've got her this big and you're looking at her, you should have a lot more sand up. Because right now she's standing right where the wave, this first big wave is going to come in and off her over.
Okay. And
So-
okay. In my mind, and again, not having any experience, I guess this is supposed to be way much further away. But
Right.
Now that you say that, I can see it does look like she's about to get
Yeah.
into the wave.
So you can either make her smaller, or if you want her that close in the picture, then you need to have more sand and put this farther back. Which is good because this is the second point, your horizon line, again, you never want running through the middle of your picture. You want it off, and either you can have it either up higher than half, noticeably higher, not just a tiny bit, but noticeably higher than half, or lower. If you're up high, looking down, your horizon line is going to be a lot lower. You could get down only on the ground, and your horizon line is going to be here, but you're taking a picture, you only see a little bit of sky. So these are the things you have to think about before you actually start your picture. Okay, now try it. And the way you want to try it is just take a little bit up, put a little dab up,
We're talking here.
up in here, because we're going to go from here, we're going to go here, we're going to blend it in with this, and then we're going to go up here to raise it out of the water. So just put it in that middle area anywhere. Okay, I think we're still too dark. So we're going to have to mix this up with more white and more of our lighter colors. Okay, bird's hand.
Maybe some more.
It mixes
more?
well there.
Okay, I'll take some yellow.
A little more yellow. Okay, and then go up and take some more of your burnt sienna, a little redder, so it's not so flat. Okay,
Gotta use all of them.
yeah,
I think I need a little more.
yeah. A little
Sorry,
more.
am I making a mess for a palette?
No, that's what a palette's for.
I think that's too
Okay.
red, or?
No, try it. When you put it on white, it's gonna look different than when you put it on your painting. So that's why you wanna go up and go like this. If you've got your color, take a little bit. That's good. Okay, so what you wanna do is take that color and just put it along here and blend it in. I don't know if we're, that's fine.
Now, are oil paints, and this is a novice question, are they a lot less, oil paint's a lot more expensive than acrylic? Is that, or is it?
Not really. It's somewhat more because it's harder to produce, but it's not want to do. My problem with, so we're getting drip marks, you have to be careful when you spray it. You don't want a lot of water. It's actually better if you can mix thin paint on your palette rather than trying to mix it up here, so you don't get drip marks. Your homework is going to be do the same thing with your water, but raise up to about here. Again, so that she's standing farther away from the beach and the water. You want darker back here, lighter and lighter. And as you're coming in, as you're painting this in, put some dark blue as your deeper color, and then mix in some darker, really dark blue, kind of stripes and blend it in a little bit. Mix in some little stripes of slightly light.
So as you can see, I actually took some time and did my homework. I worked on the sand. I did darker tones closer to the water, the middle a little lighter, and then the sand up front lighter. I still would like to kind of go and blend and fix it a little bit more with different tones, but that took me quite a while to work on. So I'm going to work on the sand some more, and then I'll move on to the water. Thank you all for watching my very first painting lesson. Thank you to Mr. Chuck Stocks. Stay well, and remember, we'll all get through this together. I hope this brings a little bit of joy and entertainment to your day at home.